I protected you like family, and you turn your back on me? Vergil, I know the lies Rick is telling you, and how deep you are in this bullshit. You're gonna keep racking up the legal bills and burning money. Look, what Rick didn't tell you is that you could potentially stay on the shelf for years, just like Mikey Garcia did. And that's the way it's heading legally. The judge already ruled against you. But it isn't too late to fix this. From one fighter to another, you have to change the team around you.
My goodness. Oscar De La Hoya's clapback Thursday was very impactful. I'll tell you that, man. Bringing up Mikey Garcia. Bringing up Rick Meridian, calling him the worst manager ever.
The worst manager in boxing, Rick Meridian.
I see how this is similar to Mikey Garcia's case that he had with Bob Arum in Top Rank. Mikey Garcia, his last fight on the contract, he had re-signed with Top Rank, was against Juan Carlos Burgos, where he defended his super featherweight WBO title in January of 2014. His contract finished in February of 2014. The thing was, if you know about the extension clause, Ryan Garcia is kind of dealing with the same thing right now. He thought he was going to be a free agent, but because he beat Mario Barrios, became the WBC welterweight champion of the world. In these contracts, if you have the title, you are obligated to continue fighting with that promotion in a certain amount of, fights. So let's just say for Mikey Garcia's deal, it ended in 2014 February, but because he was champion, they wanted the extension clause to go on, where he had to fight 3 different times for Top Rank. Mikey Garcia tried to negotiate with Bob Arum, tried to negotiate the extension clause because they were just trying to extend his contract. He wanted to renegotiate the purse. He wanted to renegotiate that extension clause. He even wanted to re-sign with them. But they didn't want to work with him. So Mikey Garcia ends up having this 2.5-year court battle with Top Rank and Bob Arum, trying to get out of his contract. The problem is that he wasted so much time. Eventually he won the court case, going in his favor, but it was after 2.5 years of wasting money, wasting time. When you got a family to take care of, when you got kids, when you got a wife, when you got bills to pay for, Mikey Garcia, at the end of the day, though, was standing up for himself. He had a hard head. He didn't want to lose this battle. He didn't want to continue fighting. They offered him the Gamboa fight under the extension clause. He wanted to renegotiate. Same thing that's kind of happening with Vergil Ortiz. Vergil Ortiz is trying to get out of his contract. He had one more fight that he had to have with Golden Boy Promotions. But because in the contract, Golden Boy Promotions deal with the zone had run out at the end of 2025, it allowed Vergil Ortiz and Rick Meridian to open up this lawsuit trying to get out of their contract with Golden Boy Promotions. Now they're going to court over it. They've been going to battle, and Oscar De La Hoya, on today's Clapback Thursday, is telling him, you have the potential to be sitting out of the goddamn ring for years if you want to go this route. Oscar De La Hoya, if they win this case and Vergil Ortiz is forced to stay under the banner of Golden Boy Promotions, what if Oscar De La Hoya doesn't give him a fight for a long, long time? Vergil Ortiz has a decision to make today. And that's if he believes Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya is saying from fighter to fighter, bro. The guy that you're working with, Mick Regan, he's brainwashing you. I still want what's best for you. I'm giving you one last chance, another opportunity to come back. Or does Vergil Ortiz feel like his side, him and Rick Meridian, are still gonna win this court battle? And is he hard-headed macho-ness like Mikey Garcia? Ryan Garcia probably could have been going through the same thing right now if he didn't like the extension clause and, wanted to continue fighting under Golden Boy Promotions, could be sitting out for a while. Couldn't be fighting anybody. We wouldn't be talking about Ryan Garcia fighting anybody. Why? Because he's having this legal battle. He didn't take that route. Has no problem with fighting for Golden Boy Promotions. Mikey Garcia didn't want to fight for Bob Arum in Top Rank. He tried to renegotiate, but they did not want to negotiate with him. And he felt a certain type of way about it, and it cost him 2.5 years of his career. Vergil Ortiz, they better hope that they win this court battle if he decides not to flip the script.
Thanks to his poor advice, Vergil's sidelined, and he's headed to waste more money and time in mediation. You could potentially stay on the shelf for years, just like Mikey Garcia did. And that's the way it's heading legally.
And they better hope it's done within 3 months, within 6 months, within 10 months, within 2 years. They better hope this doesn't end up extending longer than what they expected, win or lose, if they continue to carry on with this battle. At this point, does Rick Murigan and Vergil Ortiz just bend the knee? Do they just give in at this point? Do you just say, you know what, man? We're not going to go this route. We've seen it happen to fighters before, and we've seen how fighters been boxed out because of this. Does Vergil Ortiz give up? Or does he continue in this battle just like how Mikey Garcia did? The cases are different. The cases are different. But the result does have the potential to be the same. My goodness, man. What an impactful clapback Thursday Oscar De La Hoya just dropped on us. Also showing us clips of Vergil Ortiz's father getting in street fights with goddamn hecklers, rolling on the floor.
Oh, and we had to constantly deal with your hothead father, who couldn't be less gracious or appreciative. And if you don't believe me, let me show you something, everybody. Here's a clip of the night before Vergil's last fight in November 2025, where his father got into a fist fight with a heckler, and my Golden Boy employees had to break it up while he was rolling around the floor of the hotel lobby shirtless.
My goodness, bro. Let me know what you guys think. This is the MMA Boxing Addict channel reporting to you. Things are getting more serious than ever. Vergil Ortiz is going to have a choice to make, and whatever choice he chooses could potentially be not career ending, but career halting. My goodness, man.